Juve took to the stage. For event organizers, it is not only a pleasant evening of wining and dining and lively dancing, but an event whose proceeds can touch many lives. For Grts News, I am Deiko Mademba.
6 members of the UK Guide Association are currently in the Gambia to propel an important partnership helping to advance guiding in the Gambia. Our Ibrahim Ajata reports that an assorted category of guides across the country are benefiting from training programs under the Guiding Gold project facilitated by the affiliation.
It's amusing, edifying, and engaging at the same time. Education through brisk and allied procedures winning quick and imaginative responses.
This project was set up a few years ago when the Chief Commissioner was talking about girl guiding and how she wanted to build the Gambian Girl Guide Association. And then somebody was here who told her about the Gold projects. And Gold is guiding overseas linked with development. So 6 guiders, we were chosen for this project, and for a year we prepared activities based on what the Gambian Girl Guides wanted to grow their organisation, to create women ready for the challenges of tomorrow, that are happy, confident, feeling really good.
And now that you are here, effecting those programs, how is it working out?
It's worked out amazing. The Gambian Girl Guide leaders are so supportive.
A move to explore greater prospects. This year, the Guiders Association is advancing a vital affiliation with its British partners, bringing 6 members of the UK Guide Association under the Gold project to the Gambia.
They've looked after us, they have looked after the girls have been so responsive. We've trained girls that have never been guides before, and they came yesterday and they'd made uniforms with the badges that we'd given them, and we were so overwhelmed with how inspired they were.
Interactive sessions connecting and steering young girls towards greater propensities. This is one of several training programs instigated by the link, inspiring girls to go ahead and shape the futures they want.
Practicalize everything that makes it more interesting, more energetic and enthusiastic for these girls. We want to interest them, to get them involved in nation building. They go out also to assist us, the leaders, because they are the future leaders of this country, to help us.
This current program is training young leaders in guiding, following an eventful process touching all sections of the association across the country.
Actually, I have learned a lot in these 3 weeks that I have not learned in the past few years in my guiding. I have learned that guides will help each other, guides will work in teams, communication, guides will listen to each other, and building up our self-esteem and confidence. Yeah.
And now we can say you are qualified to handle your own Browning group, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, you can really do that.
Yeah, I can control my own Browning groups.
Oh. For the British Guiders, the Gambia has been a great experience. Guiding in the country continues to take special effect, and under the Gold scheme, this connection will essentially bolster the quest to put girls at the fore of development, bringing out the best in them.
Feel like we're Gambians. We have Gambian guide uniform and everything.
Have you, had an encounter with our language or dialects and all that?
We're trying to learn Nangadef.
Nangadef, that's
yeah. Jilly Jif.
Jilly Jif.
Yeah, yeah. We've got African dress.
Ibrahim Ajata, GRTS.
Well, we're going to take a very short break now. The news continues in just a moment. Well, to news from elsewhere, for the 10th time in 2 years, Cameroon's commercial city of Douala has been hit by a devastating fire. The recent incident razed down a market in the center of the city. Authorities in the city cited the presence of old electric connections as the cause of the frequent fire outbreaks in many of Douala's congested markets. We have details of that story in this report.
Firefighters in Cameroon battled a massive fire in central Douala. Despite their efforts, scores of shops at the Mbopi market went up in flames and under the eyes of their owners. Once the fire was extinguished, shop owners returned to see whether anything had been spared.
We came back to see whether we could still use the building or at least repair it, because it was badly damaged.
Over the last 2 years, 10 fires have destroyed markets in Douala. Although police have considered the possibility that the fires were set deliberately, it appears more likely that the cause is defective electrical wiring. Many of these shops flout building codes or are entirely illegal. Of the 70 markets in the city, only 4 are managed and inspected by the state. Much needs to be done to improve safety in the markets. The best thing to do may be to start from scratch.
Every business should be required to have an electric meter. There should be more fire hydrants and the alleys should be cleared. A new market has to be built.
Last July, a major fire swept through the Congo market, the largest in the city. The shops were rebuilt by their owners, who took no measures to improve the faulty electrical systems believed to be the cause. Douala's residents have approached Cameroon's electrical authority to inspect and rewire all the markets in the city. Every year, businesses lose hundreds of thousands of euros in fires caused by worn and faulty installations.
The government of Gabon says it will renegotiate the contract between Libreville and French water company Veolia. The move comes following recent water shortages in the Gabonese capital. Residents of Libreville have struggled through these difficult moments. Meanwhile, President Ali Bongo has asked the French multinational company for compensation. We have details in this report.
They live right next to the largest water tower in Libreville, the Gabonese capital, just 300 meters from the Prime Minister's residence. And yet they have not had running water since last February. Residents here are fed up.
For water, you have to get up between 4 and 6 in the morning. You have to wait for the rain to wash. And what do you do when there's no rain?
To make up for the lack of water, some people try gathering rainwater. Others buy water elsewhere in the city and build up their reserves.
We stock up on these bottles. I buy these small 5 and 10-litre bottles, but it's my husband who buys the big 20 and 30-litre bottles.
Last week, the residents here were not alone in their plight, because for 5 days, 75% of Libreville residents were deprived of running water. This sparked the wrath of the authorities. Water distribution is handled by SEEG, a subsidiary of the French group Veolia. The president of Gabon has asked the company for compensation.
He is asking for compensation for the difficulties that the people, the shops, and the businesses have gone through for 1 week. Otherwise, action may be taken against the company, either by the people or by the state.
A spokesman for Veolia in Paris claimed that the French group was willing to sell its 51% stake in SEEG. One non-governmental group says it's in favor of the French multinational leaving Gabon.
It is too easy for Veolia, under the pretext that public services are in a state of deterioration, to leave after making huge profits. Veolia is free to leave, but since Gabon is a sovereign nation, I think it should demand that Veolia render accounts.
Gabon is to announce precise measures in the coming days. The contract linking Gabon and Veolia expires in 2017.
Authorities in Haiti have pegged the cost of loss in the recent Sandy hurricane at over $100 million. Hurricane Sandy left a trail of destruction and misery on the poverty-stricken population. Much of the country's agricultural farmlands have been washed away by the flash floods. There are increased fears of cholera outbreaks